Alright, so not only did I get the fire cape as a PVM break from Rooftop, but I did a little bit of Barb Assault today, so I can now get the Fighter Torso, or as it's called in the shop, the Penance Torso. So that is a +4 melee strength, and the defenses aren't as good as a Rune Plate body, but they provide +4 melee strength, so that's really good for all sorts of PVM, and it was long overdue. So now I guess I'll just level up Defender to level 2. Funny thing is, for Defender, anything above level 2 is glitched, and it doesn't actually increase the lure range like it says. So yeah, and then you have to get eventually level 5 on all rolls for the Kandrin Elite, if and when I finally get around to that, but I think I'll take a break from BA and honestly do something else. Yeah. Okay, so I was doing a hard clue from chopping the logs to get for a birdhouse run, and I ended up getting a pair of Armadillo Chaps, and these are going to replace the Carol's Leather Skirt, just because they're straight up better. I don't have to necessarily go out of my way anymore to get an Armadillo book for when I want to go to God War stuff, even though Aviancies realistically only exist in the Saradomin and Armadillo areas. They're not really prevalent in Bandos and Zamorak, so you don't really need Armadillo Chaps or an Armadillo item, but it's nice. I do already have the Armadillo God book for protection and ranged bonus, but I did end up storing my only pair of God D'hide Chaps, which actually have a better defense bonus than regular Black D'hide Chaps. Ever since the equipment rebalancing, they nerfed the Black D'hide stuff. So I do have one piece of Bandos bracers, and they're stuck in there forever. And that's realistically it. I just have Bandos bracers and the Guthix Chaps. All things considered, I've been probably just about on rate. I wouldn't say I'm unlucky with God D'hide drops. I've been unlucky with Wildy Steps for sure. I get those out the ass, and I really hate getting them, and I don't do them at all. So that's why I don't have a whole lot of hard clues done. But yeah, those God D'hide Chaps will replace the Carol's Leather Skirt. The prayer bonus is nice, even though it's just +1. And yeah, the defensive stats are that of the original Black D'hide. They made that balancing change because Black D'hide is really cheap and accessible, and the defensive stats it was giving was too good, especially for like PKing. That was like a forceful change. It wasn't pulled. And it's actually funny if you look at things like, they even changed defensive bonuses of things like Vam Braces of like all tiers, Vam Braces of leather and stuff like that, which is kind of funny. But the spiky Vam Braces of any type, whether it's Cowhide or Dragonhide, the spiky Vam Braces have the original defensive stats. Those remained unchanged. So that's kind of funny they forgot about that, but yeah, that's just a little history lesson. So, excuse the drunkenness here, but here I am on my way to the Vieldi Caves, a very old piece of content, only intended for the Legends quest, and since I'm 91 agility, I am here, and I am on my way to securing the long rope necessary for the Master Clue Scroll shortcut. It saves about probably a very arbitrary 30 seconds, But it's a completionist aspect to secure the rope. So I think we secure it here. And there it is. That is a permanent shortcut unlocked. Requires 91 agility. And it is a faster way to get to the Dragon's Eye location for the Master Clue Scroll step. Very arbitrary shortcut, but it is one of the many arbitrary shortcuts in old school RuneScape. Alright, so here is one of my many goals in the game, to complete all possible, within reason, complete all possible items stored in the POH. So here I am getting the Trailblazer Graceful Kit. Should load up our inventory with the Ornament Kit, which we can use on the respective pieces of Graceful. Of course, we'll get a warning message each time. But yeah, you can dismantle this at any time and get the Graceful Kit back. But it's another piece of unique Graceful you can store in the house, and that is a goal, to get every piece of Graceful in the house. And here we are, 92 agility, so levels 90 and 90 through 92 were done entirely at the Ardougne course, and I don't know why my mini-map interface is messed up, but we're just going to roll with it. So that gives us access to the final agility course, the fifth and final floor of Hollowed Sepulchre, which gives the best agility XP per hour and the best GP from agility. It's also probably one of the best skilling methods in general for GP. There's also Zolcano, which is comparable. And yeah, I'm going to get to that, the fifth floor of Hollowed Sepulchre, after I get enough Marks of Grace for another piece of Graceful. Yeah, and then I'll test my luck at the fifth floor of Hollowed Sepulchre and see if I can get a Ring of Endurance. I've done a little bit of Hollowed Sepulchre in the past on leagues. I did about probably 20 chests maximum, and I didn't get a ring. That's with the 3 times drop rates, meaning it would be like a 1 in, I don't know, like a 1 in 100 something. That's all I'm going to say. I am 400 beginner clues in. I am 200 away from the Premier Shield emote. No, not the Premier Shield emote, the Explore emote. I'm 200 away from the Explore emote, and I am still missing 2 uniques from the beginner clue log, so I'm hoping I get those before the 600 milestone. Alright, so I've just been, every time I've been getting 3 ancient shards, I've been using up the 1,000 charges at Hellhounds. Haven't gotten a hard clue I could complete yet, but I got 80 attack, so that allows me to wield the weapons that are now level 80 requirement, the Garazi Rapier, the Inquisitor's Mace, and the Blade of Saldor. Before, these weapons had like a 75, maybe 77 attack requirement, I believe. I can't remember what exactly the requirement was, but now it is 80. And it's also 80 attack is required to wield the the different Karis partisans you can make with the jewels. So when I do, when I finally get around to doing Beneath Cursed Sands, If I do a bit of Tombs of a Masket entry mode and I get the Breaching Jewel, I can use that at Calfight Queen to really speed up the kills. Otherwise, yeah, the next goal for attack is 82 attack, because Osmuten's Fang, I don't know how you pronounce it, it's a really good weapon. A lot of things have already been said about it, but basically it rolls accuracy twice, and it makes some weapons completely outclassed. For example, I believe the Fang is better than the Abyssal Bludgeon. You're supposed to use crush weapons on the Nightmare of Ashihama, and I believe the Fang is better than the Abyssal Bludgeon there because A, it's one-handed, the special effect, all that stuff. You can use a defender. Yeah, it's just a really good weapon overall. And it even beats the Karis Partisan of Breaching at Kefri when you level up your invocation enough.
Smoke weed every day.
Alright, here's the final cutscene of Land of the Goblins. Very short and simple quest. A bit heavy on inventory management, but nothing I can't manage. Yeah, this quest, suppose it's the, it was in the game data, and they had the game files for Land of the Goblins, so this quest was added kind of recently, and, we get a little bit of Herb XP from it, 6,000, and then there's a mini quest you can do at the end, refight the Goblin Generals, or the Goblin Priests, and then you get some extra prayer XP. So I'm going to go do that, but this was all because I had a hard clue step that requires this. Alright, I considered that quest definitely worth it. So, Armadillo Bracers, that's a unique. And like I said, we did get those Armadillo Chaps a couple clues ago. In fact, it might have been even the previous clue I completed. I can't remember if I was able to get one done before that. But yeah, I already have a pair of bracers and bandos, and so I would just need Armadillo D'hide Top and the Coif, and then I can reclaim the set at will. I'm just going to go ahead and toss the bracers in there because they're not very useful. Barrow's Gloves give a better ranged attack bonus and defensive bonuses than Black D'hide Van Braces or God D'hide Van Braces, so it's not worthwhile to keep those. So yeah, hopefully I can finish the full set, but we'll see. Alright, I decided to knock out another quest. I just finished the Kingdom Divided. I think it's an experienced level quest, not a master level quest. So that allows me to use the Thrall spells in the Arceus spellbook, the other utility spells that they added recently. I say recently, within the last year. And we get a 10k XP lamp to dump an herb lore. And that's pretty much it. The Book of the Dead, what you use to what you're required to have in your inventory for the Thrall spells. It's a permanent. It's a reclaimable +3 prayer and +6 magic attack. Offhand magic book. So that's nice. It's the upgraded version of the Caradius Memoirs. So you can just destroy this and reclaim it at any time from this NPC. So it's a nice little thing. You need it. You need it at all times in your inventory or on your person to cast Thrall spells. So when we do that in the future, that'll be something. So yeah. All right. So I did another Skatizo kill. Just been still grinding out those mossy keys. I ended up getting a good amount today, like I think 5, 6, or 7. Just gonna stop playing for the day, but I got a hard and elite from Skatizo in the same drop. I forget what the rate of that is. I mean, he always drops a hard clue, and I don't know what the elite clue drop rate is, but I was able to finish it, so let's see what we get. It's probably the standard elite clue loot. Okay, so we get a master clue attempt, and alkables. Alright. Put some of this stuff back on that I had to unequip, and drop the teleports. Alright. Let's see what I get from the hard clue. That's cool. That's a unique. And, Armadillo page we can drop to the ground. That book is already completed. And another dragon mask. Not the one we want. We eventually need the, black dragon mask for the, clue step, but that's nice. New collection log slot. And a master clue. Can we even do the... Oh no. Let's see. Lava maze. Yeah. I'm just gonna drop that. I'm not too worried about not being able to do master clues. It's not like I'm hunting it, like hunting a bloodhound actively. But yeah, that sucks. Yeah, that's all I wanted to say. Alright, so I got another spirit seed from farming contracts, and since I ended up getting 94 farming, I just took the small effort to get a +5 spicy stew for farming. It really actually doesn't take too long with the Hellrat behemoths. The only it's kind of annoying for certain things like rune crafting, although rune crafting is a non-issue with the Raiments of the Eye set. But yeah, when your inventory isn't heavily restricted like that for those sort of tasks, it's not really that much of a hassle to boost. So I planted it at Port Sarum, and this is like the best location for people that don't have 99 construction, but I do. So they would teleport from any spirit. They would take the Explorer's Ring teleport from the Cabbage Patch and come down here, and they would take this spirit tree to their house, and that would be the fastest way to get back to your house. If you were to have it in like Prif or some offshoot place like that, and you just wanted to go back and change your spellbook, but this location is fairly useless. It's really just for completionist standpoint. And funnily enough, I was able to get 3 spirit seeds in a single day of birdhouse runs and farming contracts on and off. So yeah, I ended up boosting for the remaining 3, so that is all 5 spirit trees planted, and then the 6th one, of course, is in the house. So in about 3 days, I can claim these spirit trees and use the rest of the spirit tree network, although, like I said, the remaining spirit trees that I planted are near useless for my state of the account. They help connect a couple clue scroll steps, but in reality it's like, okay, what's this? A bush patch, a kingdom I can't manage because I'm a UIM. There's realistically not much draw to Miscellanea other than clue steps at this point in the account, but yeah, the +5 boosting wasn't too bad. The Hellrat behemoths sure were a big help. So I'm like down on my last seed stack in the box. At least I've got like 8 actual herb seeds. I am on a snape grass contract, which is nice, but yeah, I guess this clip, and here's the remaining seeds we have, 109 Renar and 27 Quorum, which is quite a lot. I guess this clip is to rant about my kind of distaste with how farming operates in old school. Well, I think compared to old school and RS3, it's kind of the same, but so what I found in these farming contracts, and I think I found this in leagues as well, is that you have to be careful with what you necessarily plant, because once you plant something, whether it's any type of crop at all, once you plant something, you can't just use the spade on it and dig it up. You have to wait for it to die. I think originally, when farming came out, they allowed you to use the spade on the plant to dig it up, and then just plant the seed again. But then they changed it because people were training farming how they weren't supposed to. They were just planting the plant over and over again, getting the small amount of XP for it, and then digging it up. And that's the Jagex decided that's not how they wanted people to train the skill. Farming, you're supposed to wait for your crops to grow and then grow them. But it is kind of a pain in the ass when you make a mistake in the farming guild and you want to dig up that crop, like if you accidentally planted like a white berry plant or something. But yeah, now I got Cadentine, which I actually have the seeds for. That's why I saved them near the end, so I will go ahead and plant that. And yeah, I guess I can risk planting a poison ivy bush and hope that she doesn't ask for a different type of bush, like white berry. But, you know, I'll take the possible hour-long risk that, you know, a berry bush takes. But yeah, just wanted to rant about that.